500 elo. One square decides this entire level. f7. The only square in black's camp defended by nothing but the king. Watch. e4. e5. The bishop slides to c4. Its diagonal runs straight into f7. Black develops a knight to defend the center. The queen lifts to h5, a second line onto the same square. Two attackers, one defender. Black brings his other knight to f6, attacking the queen. Certain he holds the initiative. He's watching his own pieces. He never sees the geometry behind them. Queen takes f7. The bishop guards her. The king can't catch her. No flight square. Mate. To pieces. One square. The fastest collapse in chess. And at this level the danger isn't deep. It's simply invisible. Guard f7. And you survive the first level. But the next trap doesn't aim at a square. It hides behind a pin. 800. A pin looks like control. And it's actually the bait. e4. e5. Knight f3. Knight c6. Bishop c4. Pawn d6. Knight c3. Black's bishop swings out to g4, pinning the f3 knight against the white queen. A frozen piece, untouchable, or so it looks. White pushes h3 to question the bishop. Instead of releasing the pin, black holds it from h5, and now white does the one thing the pin forbids. The knight captures on e5. Black snatches the queen. Bishop takes d1, exactly as the trap wants. Bishop to f7. Check. The king is dragged out to e7. The knight on c3 leaps to d5, and every escape square vanishes, sealed by two knights and a bishop. Around a king who walked into the box himself, mate, with white's queen already gone. A queen sacrificed on purpose, three minor pieces folding the king shot. The first level where greed kills faster than blindness. The what if the king can't be cornered at home? Then you don't wait for him, you drag him out. 1100. The fried liver. This isn't a trap you fall into, it's a trap you accept. e4. e5. Knight f3. Knight c6. Bishop c4. Knight f6. The knight jumps to g5, aiming at f7 again. Black hits the center with d5, blocking the bishop's aim. The pawn is taken, and black recaptures with the knight. The mistake. White sacrifices the knight on f7. The king has to take. Now he's standing on f7 in the open. No wall in front of him. Queen to f3. Check. The king is forced up to e6 to shield his stranded knight, climbing the board, square by square, into white's fire. Knight to c3. Another attacker pointed at the center. By move 7, the black king stands in the middle of the board, surrounded by pieces that haven't even finished developing. You give up a knight to tear the roof off the king. Then you don't checkmate him, you make him walk. Every defensive move pulls him one step further from safety. This is where attack stops being about pieces and starts being about territory. Until now, the punishment came fast and loud. The next one hides inside a single capture, taken in the wrong order. 1400. A free queen sits on the board, and taking it loses the game. Queen's gambit. d4. d5. c4. e6. Knight c3. Knight f6. Bishop g5 pinning the f6 knight against the black queen. Black develops his second knight to d7. White cashes in. Pawns trade on d5. And black recaptures. The knight grabs the pawn, certain the pinned knight can't recapture without losing the queen. It recaptures anyway. White takes the queen on d8. And here is the move that turns the whole board over. Bishop to b4. Check. An in-between move. White must answer the check first. The queen blocks on d2. Only now does black collect. Bishop takes d2. King takes d2. King takes the bishop on d8. When the dust clears, both queens are gone, and black is up a clean piece. The position didn't fall to a sacrifice, it fell to sequence. One check slipped between two captures, and the entire material count reverses. So far, every king we've hunted was already exposed. Now we go after one that has castled, one that looks completely safe. 1700. The Greek gift. The king is castled, walled in behind three pawns. It looks like the safest square on the board. It isn't. White's light bishop stares down the long diagonal at h7. The knight sits on f3. One lead from g5. The queen has an open road to h5. The conditions are set. Bishop takes h7. Check. A whole piece thrown at the king's wall. The king takes. The knight springs to g5. Check. The king retreats to g8. The queen swings to h5. The threat is made on h7. and the king's own rook blocks his only escape on f8. Black's only defense is to carve out a flight square. The rook steps off f8, but the queen crashes through on f7, and the king is flushed back into the corner, hunted across the very squares his own pawns used to cover. You spend a bishop to peel one pawn off the king's wall, and that single missing pawn is all the room the attack needs. The castled king isn't safe, it's hiding behind a wall you're allowed to break. At every level so far, your opponent made the first mistake. At the next one, you make him build the weapon himself. 1900. The fishing pole. This time you hand a knight for free, and hope he takes it. Re Lopez. e4. e5. Knight f3. Knight c6. Bishop b5. Knight f6. White castles. Black's knight jumps to g4, dangling on the edge, daring white to chase it. White pushes h3 to kick it away. The bait. Black answers h5, and refuses to move the knight. He's offering it. If white bites and takes on g4, black recaptures with the h-pawn, and the entire h-file rips open. White's knight on f3 is suddenly attacked, and has to run. The queen swings to h4. Behind her, the rook waits on h8. And the open file points like a spear straight down at the castled king. The attack pours down the file. Mate on h1. Boxed in by his own pieces, the king has nowhere to go. You didn't wait for a weakness. You provoked the poche, baited the capture, and turned his own move into the crack in his position. Not a blunder you punished, a blunder you engineered. One level remains, and at the very top, the winning move isn't the strongest piece on the board. It's the weakest. 2000 and beyond. A pawn reaches the final rank. The obvious move is a queen. The queen loses. Albin Counter gambit. d4, d5, c4, e5. Black throws a pawn into the center. White takes it. Black pushes to d4. A spear lodged in white's position. White tries to break it with e3. The natural move, and the losing one. Bishop to b4. Check. White blocks with the bishop on d2. And now black ignores the threat completely, and takes on e3. White grabs the bishop. The pawn takes f2. Check. Landing one square from promotion. The king steps to e2. And here, the pawn promotes. Not to a queen. A queen gives no check, and the entire attack dies on the spot. It promotes to a knight. It lands on g1, with check. White is forced to take it. The bishop swings out to g4, skewering the king straight through to the queen behind it. The king must move, and the bishop takes the queen. A queen would have been the strongest piece on the board, and it would have won nothing. The knight gives check. The check buys a tempo. The tempo wins the queen. This is the level where the right move contradicts everything instinct screams at you, where seeing further means trusting the geometry over the greed.